In this small room in a downtown Cairo apartment, Egyptians are learning. Firstly, about their rights if arrested or detained by the police. Then, about how to capture violence on their mobile phones. And lastly, how to make a gas mask in 15 minutes using a bottle of 7-Up and a can of Coke. It's all in preparation for Friday's planned million-man march.
We cannot feel any change in the Egyptian regime and everything else. So we must be at Tahrir Square to say no for everything, and we are there, and we didn't quit revolting against the regime.
Last week's clashes between police and protesters showed just how fast frustration can boil over. The violence led to louder calls for restructuring the Interior Ministry and accelerating the trials of former regime officials and police officers involved in the killing of protesters. Egyptians have waited decades for change, and they say it's time the aims of their revolution were fulfilled.
More specifically, the organisers behind Friday's protest have some clear demands. Among them is the immediate suspension of all police officers suspected of killing protesters during the revolution. Secondly, they want public trials for former regime officials and police officers that are charged with killing protesters. And thirdly, they don't want civilians to be tried in military courts anymore.
But with elections just months away, why not concentrate on campaigning rather than demonstrating?
Well, you can't really run elections with the current state. You have a lot of corruption in many of the ministries, and especially the Ministry of Interior, and the state security is still very operative. So any kind of elections running within the current setup is not going to end up with a really representative parliament, which will write the constitution.
In 18 days, the Egyptian people brought down Hosni Mubarak's government. 5 months later, they still feel the only way to make their voices heard is to go back to the place where it all began. Sherine Tadros, Jazeera, Tahrir Square, Cairo.